everything. So I was trying to give people a little bit of time to come in, but
Two
you know,
o'clock, man.
but yeah, we're gonna just go ahead and get things started. So yeah, just hold on that. It's a lot of background noise too in there. Like it's like I hear like a loud TV. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and get started now. Welcome for everybody. We had a great last week for the third week of March Madness, and we're gonna try to end this month off strong. So let's hop right into things. By watching or reading this, you're saying you understand the following. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not trading advice. This session is solely for educational purposes. There's significant financial risk associated with options trading, and I'm not liable for your wins or losses in the market if you decide to act on this information. All right, let's go ahead and hop right into things. All right, sector performance via options. On Friday, a lot of call options, well, so the top call options flow went into CEG, GEV, TSM, Google, GDX. On the put side, top call options flow went into NVIDIA, Meta, Baba, MSTR, Tesla, and on the for the week, top call options flow went into Tesla, TLT, AppLovin, PLTR, and Bank of America. On the put side, the short side, we had Amazon, MSTR, Coin, NVIDIA, Microsoft. Okay, cool. So let's just hop right into things. Just give me 1 second. So I think we had a pretty good week and just a good way to start off this month. Well, I'm sorry that we actually got a whole nother week after this. So I think we have good progress throughout this month. I'll say that. And everything is looking pretty good. So just 1 second. Let's put something here. All right, so look, so I updated the profits totals as of, include for the year now as of the end of last week. So from January 2nd through March 21st, one contract per trade alerts delivered a net profit of $17,657, averaging 149.64% per trade with an ROI of 7,000% on the $250 membership and an ROI of 10,000% on the $175 membership. Like I said, these totals reflect per net profits based on purchasing a single contract. So now, all right. So again, we already had January's totals here. So just going through that again, January's totals. We cleared 4,600 for January for one contract per trade. For February, we cleared 8,400. And thus far in March, from March 3rd through the 21st, one contract per trade alert delivered a net profit of $4,525.77, averaging
Bang, bang.
156% profit per trade with an ROI of 1,800% on the 250 membership and 2,500% on the $175 membership. So we're doing pretty good so far. We're doing pretty good. And now we're gonna talk a little bit though.
Where are
Because
the clapping hands? So
because the
that's
thing
some
is,
clapping hands.
so the thing is, though, is like what we gotta do is we gotta make sure that we're not getting lost in the turmoil or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? There's always gonna be a storm somewhere or whatever, but you gotta not get lost in it. And the thing is, like you see, every time, every week, we're ending the week with a comfortable net profit. It's not just a small net profit. It's a comfortable net profit that we've been ending the week with every time. But what's happening is, we got people, they not seeing the process, they're not trusting the process. It's like you got to really think about that when going through this. It's important to just trust the process and stay there, stay through the entire course of the trade, because or just the situation, like if you're uncomfortable in a trade, you having some problems with something, The best thing you can do is ask questions in real time about what's going on, the questions that you really need to know the answer to, because that's going to get you further than anything. Like, it don't matter. Like I say this every week, forget the fancy words, forget, all of the other stuff, just support and resistance. It's okay to ask what is 5 minus 2. It's okay to ask what's 1 plus 1, because if you don't know those things, you're not going to be able to problem solve, and you ain't gonna be able to do what J Rock did last week, twice in a row with Meta. He showed me the proof that he really understands the assignment and know what's really going on and understand those entries and exits on that trade, and it's just important that we really do that. I need everybody on board with that, like, because at the end of the day, we're gonna talk about Meta, obviously, but there's it's just in this community, man. It's just, like I said, nobody's perfect. Everybody is learning. There's always something for everybody to learn. But what we need to do is everybody need to respect where they are in trading, respect the level that you're trading at, and to be able to be coachable, and just be ready to take it and just move on. Like, it don't matter where it's coming from. It's the message is the message. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. So it's just like sometimes it be the thing. Just, you gotta just get with the program, just watch it. Like, at the end of the day, the numbers don't lie. It don't matter what happens in between, just follow the process. The numbers do not lie. So I want to keep moving. Like I said, whether lock in or not, we're gonna still continue to push forward. So I want everybody on board with us with this. So yeah, we're gonna start with Meta, man, because we hit this the way this week went, man. I thought it was a perfect week in terms of, like, just trading our setup. Like, everybody knows how I am with Meta, and I don't trade Meta all the time. There's a lot of people in here that trade Meta just for the hell of trading Meta. We don't trade Meta unless Meta is in play. I try to trade Meta when it's in play. So I don't want a few dollars off Meta. I want the big move and the opportunity that's going to yield those big moves. So let's just talk about it. We're going to start from the beginning. We're going to just start with Meta. But this is important. It's important. So for this, what's this? Okay, cool. So yeah, man, we had a pretty good setup. Here it is right here. So for this was on Tuesday, the Tuesday before FOMC. This was our FOMC trade plan. Meta bounced off the lows for 175-point drop over 588, looking for 600, 610 by Friday. The 600 call only makes sense above 588. So what ended up happening was we ended up trading it. I ain't gonna say a totally different way. We ended up getting in earlier than we planned on getting in. But that was because there was a plan. Like I said, I'm always watching Meta. Meta is a stock that obviously y'all know what the vibe is with Meta. It's like, and that's one of the reasons why I tell everybody to find a stock and study a stock, because then when that stock is in play, you'll know what's going on, and it'll be important. It'll help you out in a long run. So that's why it's important to be able to trade the stocks that you really understand, and get ready for whatever happens. But yeah, so I'm just going to show you. I just want to get back to how this actually played out, and why we did what we did. But yeah, I'm going to go in here just a little further here into what we had going on for Meta. So yeah, so right before Powell spoke, right before the Fed decision, I just came into the community, just let the team know I'm gonna try something with y'all. And like I said, I normally wouldn't do it. I would have just gotten it on my own and something like that, because we got to make sure that we got a lot of people in the group, and FOMC can be volatile. But like I said, I'm gonna go with my gut that if we lose the 200-day moving average, we cut this trade. We're going to enter this early and take advantage of the price. And more importantly, we're at support. That's most important for me, and lining up with the 200-day EMA, not the 200-day moving average. So what we did was we bought Meta at support and rolled Meta all the way up from that support level. And that's how we traded Meta. And it was like from there, it made like a $16 move within like 30 minutes. and we capitalized off that, and then we got a substantial close on it, and it was a continuation, and so it did exactly what it needed to do, went all the way up to 600. But the thing is, it was one of those trades where that's why I came in early, gave the setup, lined everything up so that everybody understood what was going on. But this is one of those situations where if for any reason any part of that process was unclear or whatever, that was the time to ask those relevant questions about the trade itself. You know what I mean? That be the thing right there, asking the relevant questions that are directly associated with the trade itself, and that's how we're able to to profit the way we're able to profit on these trades, or especially everybody else who, if you're unfamiliar or you're struggling or whatever. Like here's it right here. We went in there, and this was here right here over 588, and it's out of here. And when Meta got over there, it took off. You know what I'm saying? And then we got a nice continuation, and it was a gift that just kept on giving. And here was another. This was on Friday, another Meta trade. We got the breakout on here, and it took off or whatever. I like to trade bull flags, and we got a nice breakout on there. And just different things that happened. We had a really, really, really good week. And like I said, most of those profits came from Meta, because we call Meta the bread and butter around here. When you trade what you know and trade it well, then that's how you make money. But I'm just saying that if everybody should have had a good week. If you didn't have a good week this week, trading Meta, I really want you to just think about it for a second, and not being funny, but like be more humble. Like, be more humble, ask more questions that are relevant. Forget what like I told y'all last week, forget these people, man. Y'all don't know these people. It's just like you got to make sure that you are doing what you need to do so you could be profitable. Like don't overdo it. Just stick to the basics. And if anything that we're talking about is hard, like the little basic stuff, just jumping into those trades and being able to execute at the end of the day, then just try to stick to that, and ask those questions that's going to help you get to from where you are to where you need to be. Because like I said, you see the type of week we finished with. We had a really, really big week. And so far, just like for everybody that just jumped on, look, like I said, for this month already, from the 3rd through the 21st, we up 4,500 already. And a nice ROI on your monthly subscription, and 156 average profit per trade of 150%, 156%. So we really doing a really good job, and everybody, it shouldn't just be us, it should be everybody. So if you have questions, you got to ask those questions in real time. And then the one last thing about that, so yeah, I just that's all. I mean, KK, you got anything you want to add about Meta?
Yeah. Well, one thing I would say about Meta is, well, for myself, when Antoine says, it doesn't matter when he says it, somebody could start talking about Meta and he'll be like, oh, well, Meta's ranging. When he says that, I don't even look at it, because I'm like, it's about to play this maybe $5-6 range. It's not going to give me the moves that we like. When he say Meta got that look inside, that's when I'm getting in Meta, because now he's seen it coming to its boiling point and it's about to make the move. So we gotta listen for the context clues, because he tells us all of these things. Like the things that I'm saying are consistently in here. Like they're not things that, it's like some hidden thing that's going on. This is in the chat. These are things that are being said in the chat. Um, I think that it was a phenomenal trade. Um, I don't I personally, I swung the 590s. That's when he's on one, he's on one. I trust him. I'm gonna follow that lead. And I think that when we come in here and that's what you do, you're going to make a lot of money. You're gonna follow the lead of the person who's teaching you. And stay, as he said, embracing what you're doing. It's going to be helpful to you. Like, I don't like talking a lot. Antoine will tell you, I don't talk about anything unless I know about it. So I just won't say a word. because I want to learn. I want to be able to talk with my chest. I don't like to just be saying anything. So, we got to be able to be like, look, this is what he's saying the trade is, and that's what my focus is. I'm not trying to step outside of that zone. I don't take a lot of trades. And I won't take a lot of these trades that get called out. A lot of times, like I said, because I don't, if I don't trade the stock, I don't like to deal with it like that. Meta, that's our bread and butter. Like, I like how it moves. I understand how it moves. So I'm going to feel comfortable in that trade, and I'm going to be confident in that trade. And I think that's what we all should want to aim to be. Everybody's on different levels of trading, everybody's been doing different things. So I just think, wherever you are, just be like, okay, I'm still, I'm still a little apprehensive with these fast movers. It's okay if you don't really want to take the trade, but I think, if you're right here with Antoine, like if we on a Zoom situation, when we were on Zoom the day after FOMC, like it's no reason anybody shouldn't have made a lot of money on that right there, because he literally walked it up. So he was saying, oh, a lot, I'm not calling a new trade because a lot of us are already in meta because a lot of people swung meta. But he said, but if it breaks this, it's going here. If it takes out this, it's going here. We already had the chart with the levels. That's why I say, like, people, I never trade chart. I never used to trade chart alerts when I first started trading, because I was like, that's above my level. I'm just going to listen to what he's saying. But the levels are there, and they are there for a reason. But if he's telling you, like, look, if it does this, it's going to do this. If it does this, it's going to do this. Like, then I'm following the leader, or I'm going to ask him, like, look, it's already to 600. Do you think it can go more? Do you think I should take my profit here? I mean, he's going to always tell you to take profit, but I'm saying I'm going to ask to see what I need to do so that I can move to the next level, because the fear is what stops us most of the time. It's not really because you don't know what you don't know. So that's why you got to ask the questions. I think that's pretty.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll just add, just for meta, for the sake of meta. Yeah, on Zoom on Thursday, man, like it was been playing when Meta kept retesting that level, the that 200-day or that breakout point or that demand zone. I mentioned it every single time it hit there. I'm like, man, but we already in it, so I ain't alerting it because we already in it. If we weren't already in it, I would be alerting another meta trade right now. I said that so many times. So, and a lot of people understood the assignment and jumped in that trade. Now, I will say this. So there was a trade called ACN, Accenture. So I played Accenture earnings, and it dropped. It fell off a cliff for earnings, and so I was in a nice trade, up 300 and something percent on the trade. But we got that continuation. It had that look in his eye. But like I said on Zoom before I alerted that trade, I said I probably shouldn't alert this trade because of the spread. I said, but there's a big possibility to tighten up as this trade move on. Now this is before Meta broke out too. So I said, all right, I'm alerted anyway, but I'm just going to mark it risky because I already told all my new traders, I already told them, I'm like, if anything that's marked risky, don't take the trade because you shouldn't be able. And again, it's not even that. Like, for example, I'm going to give y'all an example. On Friday, after power hour, I'll say after 1 p.m., like with only like 3 hours left in the trading day, I alerted a 0 day to expiry meta trade, but I did not mark that as risky because I didn't mark it as risky. I felt what I felt, and I didn't mark it as risky. That trade was open for everybody. What I'm saying is, if I mark a trade risky, I'm marking it risky. You got to be able to move in those waters or whatever. I can just to be clear, I counted that trade as a 100% loss on our trade on our ledger for this week though, because like I lost track of that trade. As soon as I alerted that trade, Meta broke out, and I didn't care about and it wasn't even that I didn't care about it. It's just crazy that when you think about this, when you in some trades, and I tell y'all this all the time, if you're in a volatile situation, you can't trade stuff like Meta, Tesla, Nvidia, stuff like that at the same time because if you're in those trades, man, something's gonna if all of them break out or all of them are volatile, something's gonna get left behind. Unless you got a stop loss or something like that in place just to mitigate the losses or just to mitigate risk. You are possibly going to get something's going to get left out. Something's going to you're going to lose on something. So yeah, it was one of those situations. By the time I looked over at that trade again, it was already down 75%. But like the way that works is like I kept mentioning the spread. So I'll give y'all an example. If the trade was 210 to get in, but the bid on that trade was $94. So we had over $100 spread on the option. So the only way for that to tighten up, we had to get more volume coming in or out of that particular strike. And most of the people that were in that strike were holding. So it rolled up, it went up a little bit, and it started to move initially, but and the spread started to tighten. But when it started to come down and the IV started to drop, just think about it. If you paid 210 to get in it, and meaning like let's say as soon as you got into trading, you decided you wanted to sell it, you were selling it for more than 50% down immediately. So that's the risk that you run when you get into something where the spread isn't tight, and like I said, it was an extremely risky trade. If at that time it was something I don't know, I don't know what it was, but the whole market started to go up and then it just started to go the other way, and it just yeah, that's what happened. But it was no recourse. By the time when I look back over at that trade, it was already down 75%. But you guys see how easy it is for something like that to go down 75% if the spread never tightened up. So that's why I be talking about the spreads. But like I said, it gives and take. But like I said, lesson learned on that one. If a spread is that wide or whatever, and I'm not saying I wouldn't take a trade like that again, but I would have tighter parameters on there. Because again, if we were just focused on that trade, we would have got out of it. Even with the 50% loss, we would have just jumped out of it. But you know, Meta broke out, man, and that was our trade. That was our top trade, and that's what about it. Wasn't nothing we can really do about it. So but yeah, but I feel like anybody who was on that call with us should have been in Meta, should have gotten in Meta and not the risky trade. So like new traders, if you can't fend for yourself, you don't already have like risk management parameters in place, just stay away from the ones that are marked risky. And I'm not saying that I won't be responsible for them if I'm available, if I can, but at the end of the day, I'm saying sometimes just try to avoid those risky ones unless, yeah, I just prefer that there be some sort of recourse in a situation like that. Because I'm sorry, I'm gonna choose Meta every single time in a situation like that. But yeah, but just know if I'm in Meta, and that's the thing. KK made a comment the other day, and it was like she said something about always trying to do too much for everybody. So like, because everybody should have been in Meta. If you're a swing Meta, you should have asked before the close on Thursday. I mean on Wednesday going into Thursday. And then if you didn't, I see like so many people, even the young traders, they jumped into Meta because of all of the levels and stuff like that was given. So it was so many opportunities to make money off Meta. And so yeah, I just it'd be a thing sometimes. I ain't gonna sit here and act like it. I just be wanting to get the team and everybody in trades that I feel like aren't in trades. And if I see an opportunity, I mean, like I said, that was a trade where y'all ever hear me say, this is a suicide mission for me sometimes. Like I'm going on this mission and this is gonna be one of those missions where like if that trade had played out, that would have been a whole lot of money for everyone. So sometimes those types of trades, I'm gonna take those types of risks and sometimes, but because think about how much money we made this week. You know what I'm saying? So that $200 it was a small thing in the grand scheme of things, right? So I just don't want people, like a lot of people, they'll take the risky trade and then now they're apprehensive about every other trade. Let's be clear. If I call out a trade and it don't work out, I'm working like that. All I'm worried about is getting that money back from my traders. So if you play this game the way you're supposed to trade it, the way you're supposed to play it, the way the options trading Bible says to play it, the way we talk about is don't start this game where you can't like effectively only trade 20% of your total available cash to trade per trade. Like so you should not be you should not be leveraging more than 20% of your total available cash to trade for any trade at all, because if we die, you got 4 more lives left. And I'm gonna get you your money right back as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? So, and we never have any, I don't remember us having a week where we had a net loss. So just think about it like that. So if you're playing this game the right way and you're not pressing buttons behind the scenes, going outside of because a lot of times people do that and then they don't have money for the trades and then they be the trades that they should be in, or they just, like just gotta trust that process. Don't, I'm not saying this to be funny because we're gonna move on, but I don't know how I gotta get this through the team at some way or another. You're here for a reason. You gotta forget everything that you knew before you got here, right? I'm not saying forget how to trade, forget your risk management parameters. You should keep all of those things intact. There are some people in this community that'll never take a trade marked on risky, no matter what I say. There are people that'll never take a zero data expiry trade, regardless of what I say. There are some people that'll never trade after 10:30 a.m., no matter what I say. And so that's why you got to have, there are certain things, but then there are other people who are here. They see the money, they see how much money we're making. They want to fire their jobs too. If you want to fire your job, you should follow somebody who actually did it successfully and is able to sustain it and forget that part. Like I'm trading like a business. Seriously, I trade like a business. I acknowledge the losses up front. We're not going to brush them under the rug and act like they didn't happen, because how can you account for something if you don't acknowledge it? How can you make sure it never happens again that way? You got to fail fast and move on, right? So that's how you be resilient. That's how you move on. It's not about ego. It's about execution. It's about the numbers, and they don't lie. If you're here to make money and you're here because you really looking to make that extra income, then follow the process. Don't find reasons to pick apart the process and be like, well, you're going to follow this part and not follow this part, because again, we end up every week with a net profit, a nice net profit. So you shouldn't be struggling because you're buying more than one contract. You saw us have a really big trade. So now the next meta trade, I'm going to buy 3 of them because the last trade, they went up over 300%. And then we cut that trade down 30%. Now you upset. You get what I'm saying? You can't base it off of that. Your trade, every trade you take should be based off the entry and what you can understand and what you can interpret. And if you can interpret something or understand something, you should ask the right questions. Don't ask me no questions that you don't really need to be knowing the answers to right now. And if you don't understand support and resistance, because every single trade that I alert is based off support and resistance or some sort of bullish flag breakout, bear flag breakdown, something like that, some structure break or some new some retest of some key level. Everything is it's the same things. I only trade the same things, the same stocks, the same setups. It's the same thing. So if you're struggling, it's because you're doing too much and you're trying to multiply when you should be adding and subtracting. So let's just stick to the basics and let's just get this money, man. We got one more week left of March Madness, and I want to go out with a bang, man. So let's just keep it going. Let's just keep it going. And that's what I was saying. Embrace your level, man. KK, is there anything else you want to add before we move on?
Yeah, embracing your level is just like so key because it when you do that, you're gonna be okay. Like when I came into here, I didn't care if I made $60. I was gonna post my contract because I was proud of the fact that I made that money because that was $60 more than I had before. I never came in here like, yo, I'm trying to grab 3, 4 contracts. I'm trying to grab 5 contracts because I'm gonna show everybody. Like that was never my thought process. It was okay, you know what? I'm working. So I just want to make $200 today. If I can make $200 a day, then I'm making, $1,000 at the end of the week. Like I wanted to stay in that zone to get comfortable. And that's what I said earlier, like being comfortable in what you're doing is going to give you the confidence. That's going to help you build that confidence to be in those big movers and to feel comfortable and be like, yo, I did it, and even when you do it one time, it's great. It's going to help you. But you also got to remember the market isn't going to keep giving you that. So now it's like, okay, I got to be also comfortable if a trade goes down. Did I cut this trade when I needed to? Why did why am I doing that? I just feel like a lot of people come in here, come in the community, and they're trying to do a lot of teaching. And I honestly, we just saw the leaderboard. You know who the people are who are consistently engaging in here. And I can tell you, you probably don't need to teach them much of anything because they're showing you in the option wins that you don't really need to teach them anything. They need you to come in here and ask these questions and learn so that we can all be in here talking and really being able to talk with our chest about things that we know about, because it becomes redundant when we have to keep hearing people like and I try just not to say anything anymore because I'm just like, I'm just not going to talk because it it is annoying, and then I feel like a lot of people come in and it's like, I'm gonna get what I'm gonna get out of here and I'm gonna go. Like nobody's coming in and trying to say, I really and I'm not gonna say nobody, because I know a lot of people who have come in here and really embraced our process and really embraced what we do. But I feel like if it's not, I'm gonna show y'all, it's the I'm gonna come and get all the sauce I can get out the boss, and
Well, I
and then
mean,
I'm
and
gonna be
listen,
the
and
boss.
that's fine. That's what they pay for. That's fine. I want to teach before everybody leave here. You can, I don't care. As long as you know, long as I teach you the right stuff, you can take it and go do whatever you want to do with it. That's fine. I don't care about that. All I care about is, I all I care about is just respecting the process and posting those wins. Because one thing about me, if I know you're good at something, I'm gonna ask you for advice. If I know you're good at something, I'm seeing you constantly posting wins, no matter what it is, or this is a stock that you're trading, and I see you're charting it, or you're doing really well with it, I'm gonna ask you advice. I'm gonna ask you what you're thinking about, what your thoughts are. I like bouncing ideas off of other traders. I'm trying to build other snipers so I can bounce ideas off of. It ain't about me and about, I don't care about all of that other stuff. If you, whatever the sauce is, whatever that is, you can have it. You know what I mean? I'm teaching y'all everything I know, but I'm gonna tell y'all this. If you want that next level stuff, you got to prove to me that you can add and subtract, and I'm willing to move on to the next level and teach y'all whatever y'all want to learn. But let's just do that. Just show that you can do that. Post those contracts. Let's move on. There's so much stuff in my head that I want to move forward and teach this team about. But right now, we got to keep it high level because when I start stepping out of there and going to the next level, we leave a lot of people behind who I thought were already on the next level because of the stuff that they talk. So, and then we got to go back down. So I'm cool with that. But so all of that other stuff, I don't care about. I just want y'all to post those wins, ask those questions. Even if you ain't posting your wins, ask those questions because I don't want y'all blowing those accounts. I want everybody to finish this year off strong. This is going to be our biggest year. And we already showing signs that, well, the last 3 months already showing signs that we're about to take out. We already ahead of last year's profits total. So for based off just grabbing one contract. So there's no reason to be grabbing two contracts if you're not even confident in the trades yet. Grab one. And let me talk about, I'm gonna mention this SPX thing, and shout out to Kyle on here because he was trading SPX a few times and too. But like I alerted SPX last week. I alerted it because SPX is one of those type of trades where if the market is going to break out and make when I say a huge move, I mean a huge move. That's something you can play. SPX is not something that a new trader or even an intermediate trader should be touching. And the reason I say that is because a retest on SPX is brutal. It doesn't matter. That retest on SPX is brutal. It's not like you're trading SPY where you're just trading a three number. It's not 3D. You're trading 4 digits and it be dropping down 40 and 60 points at a time. And that's going the IV on those trades are crazy. The Vega exposure and the theta decay, all of it is crazy on those trades. And it's just not for everybody. We had a few traders in this group that used to trade it and then we stopped hearing from them. Those account burns on SPX on those indices are not to be played with. It's just like trading futures. So you just I'm just saying. So if I call it out, it's because I'm expecting a really really big move, and I feel like those levels can get hit, and it's going to pump to the point where you're not going to have to worry about that sort of retest that could kill those contracts or that slowdown. Any sort of consolidation or anything on the SPX contract is going to kill your position and you're not going to like the way it feels. So, that's not something that I recommend. Just people trading is you may make some money on it, and that's cool, but a lot of times people end up getting shaken out of those trades because of how they move. I'm just telling y'all from my experience trading, just just eat your Wheaties first and work it up. If you want to go back to SPX and prove me wrong, go right ahead. I don't trade SPX that often. I stick to the rivers and lakes that I'm used to. Y'all can go ahead and chase those waterfalls on your own, you know what I mean, and burn those accounts up. But I'm just telling y'all, if I'm trading it, I'm giving y'all a reason why I'm trading it. You know what I'm saying? And why not? Like if you're not, think about it. If are you up 10 bands on the year so far? Are you up 17 bands on the year so far? Like we are as a team. If you're not, then you should follow this process so you can make some money with us. Look, on a year so far, one contract, we up $17,657 with an average percentage per trade of 149%. You know what I'm saying? That's a 10,000% ROI on the 175 membership and a 7,000 ROI on the 250 membership. If you're not up and you was here already January the 1st, you got to really just reevaluate what you're doing and lock in on this process. Once you make that money, you got leeway to do whatever you want to do. But I want y'all to get this money. And I'm going to show y'all this because at the end of this is the numbers don't lie. So I'm just trying to help y'all make the money. Like I'm just saying, stay away from them indices, man, and lock in. We'll trade them when it's time to trade them, and it's just not a regular trade to be trading. So we're gonna so there will be opportunities, and I will call them out. I will post them for everyone. So the more questions I get, like stuff like that, the more we'll jump into them. So just wanted to make sure I covered that because I don't want nobody quitting. Like I said, we got so many people. It's a few people right now in the community right now that I know that are about to quit because they blew their account. I know when my traders blow their account. I've been doing this for a long time. So you know what I'm saying? And I hate to say it, but yeah, so let's just try to I want the rest of y'all to be here. I want y'all to be profitable. Even if you leave, I want you to be profitable. I want you to get what you came here for and then leave. I don't want you to leave because you blew your account. Yeah, that's all I had to say, man. And let's go into these charts, man. Well, before I go to hit the charts, I think I should hit the economic data first because we do got some stuff coming up this week. We got a lot of Fed speakers this week. We got some, oh man. So we got Bostic on Monday at 1:45 p.m. Like I said, Bostic been a firecracker lately, so we got to watch out for him. That's the Atlanta Fed, and it's just like so. Barr is speaking. Barr is cool. At him at 3, they must have a conference or something going on. Maybe not. At 3:10 p.m. We got Kugler Tuesday at 8. Well, that's pre-market 8:40 p.m. I mean 8:40 a.m. So we got to watch out for that. We got Williams at 9:05 on Tuesday a.m. We got Kashkari. We got to watch out for Kashkari Wednesday at 10 a.m. So we got to mark that down to pay attention for that because we got Musalam Wednesday at 1:10 p.m. Barkin Thursday at 4:30. So after the close, Bar again. So why is Vice Chair speaking twice this week? Let me see if something going on. I'm at 12:15 at around noon. Then we got Bostic again at 3:45 p.m. So right before the close on Friday. So we got a lot of Fed speakers this week. Again, I call them Fed levies. So we're gonna see what they're doing. I told they put them out there to put levies on the market. So they come up there and make some influential comments on the market and add more color on the dots and stuff like that from the last FOMC. We got as far as economic data, we got services PMI Monday, we got manufacturing PMI Monday, the house pricing index Tuesday, consumer confidence Tuesday, new home sales Tuesday, durable goods orders Wednesday. We got GDP on Thursday. So we got GDP pre-market Thursday, jobless claims, pending home sales. Then Friday, we got PCE data and consumer sentiment. Now, PCE data is the Fed's primary inflation metric. So that's going to be a very important print, but we'll see how things go. I mean, like I said, the Fed, we're still waiting on different data points, like Powell said on Wednesday. So we will see what happens. It was a lot of uncertainty in the Fed decision, well, in the press conference and in the Fed decision. I thought we would have had more clarity on it, but it was a little dovish, though. I will say that. So as far as the overall market, like I said, I'm gonna show y'all this chart before I go into that because it's a lot. There's a lot going on. But what I will say is we can't really take that as the there's a bearish, I mean, necessarily a bullish sentiment in the market because there isn't. We had some bullish movements and because of some comments, like Trump kind of sent the market running a little bit on Friday because he said that there was some flexibility for the tariffs that are scheduled for April the 2nd. So that's a very important date that everybody's looking for. This is a bear flag. right here. Let's just be clear. We got a bullish engulf and we got a, let me just make this a little lighter so y'all can see. It's a little difficult to see. There we go. So, you know, we got a bearish engulf, we got a bullish engulfing right here, but it just finished right here, just at this QQQ, by the way, tracking the NASDAQ. I like the volume that came in on Friday. So you got some nice volume came in and we got a green oscillator bar with MACD turning that corner. What did I just do? MACD turning that corner. I just did something. But yeah, you know, we just got, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on, and we will get through it, but we just got to be careful and play it as it comes. Because did I close it out? So no, it's all right. That's what happened to it. All right, let me get that one off. Let's push this. So yeah, man, like I said, we got a lot that's happening, a lot that's going on, and we just gotta be ready for it. And well, yeah, I like this green oscillator bar right here, and we got the MACD line going crossing up over the signal line with the increasing volume. So we could get a breakout. Like I said, when you get breakdowns and you get bearish flags and stuff like that, sometimes you have bull flags that go the other way. So I'm not saying that we're holding and hoping we're gonna follow the price action. We talk about this all the time. I think that looks good. I mean, and like I said, the hope going into April 2nd, it looks good so far. Do I think we can get a possible continuation? Yes, I do. I mean, but we're gonna see if we can clear this 200 EMA, because we haven't been able to do is re-clear that 200 EMA or the moving average. So that's yet to be seen. But I do like a 213. I'm sorry, 212. Is that a 212? Yeah, 212 that we got it. So it's a 212 to the downside, but we still have, it's not enforced. We got a bullish engulfing right here. And I think it just cleared the no, it did not. It did not clear the non-EMA. It's just right under the non-EMA. Let me just take this off of here. So anyway. So yes, you zoom out for a second, and we just here at this level here. So we finished just there. But I do like the increase in volume. I think we can turn the corner because of like think about it like this. When we go into market sentiment for a second, I mean, Powell was dovish, and we were a little afraid about that. We were a little afraid about that. And this time, and right now we still got extreme fear in the market, but it's like it's starting to leap out of as far as the fear and greed index, we still at extreme fear. Do I think this is a good time to possibly buy? I mean, it could be a good time to buy, but you know me, I'm gonna follow the price action guide. So, you know, all about support and details. I'm a support and details person too. What are the support and details saying right now? From just looking at this alone, the support and details say we got MACD, we got a green oscillator bar, so we got some momentum. We got increasing volume, like the highest volume for, I'll say, yeah, the highest volume for the week, and it was green volume. We got a bullish engulfing right here. Let's see how the weekly closed on QQQ. I like the weekly. Look at this. We had a double hammer, you know, so we got that 222 reversal right here on the weekly with a double hammer. So like I told y'all last week, this was bullish, you know, and we finished we had a nice we finished higher than previous week's close. And yeah, so let's just see if we got some more resiliency. Yeah, the volume was a lot lower on this one. You know, this was FOMC related, obviously, right? I'm sorry, this was, but this was a massive 4-week continuation, first green candle that we had on the weekly. So we didn't had a four consecutive week red close on the QQQs since April of 2022. So it's been a while since we had that type of bear action. So I'm looking for a continuation here, possibly a move up into this area. So let's see what happens here for QQQ. So again, like I said, follow the price action, because this is one indicator right here. Well, we got two things that support the bears, three things that support the bear sentiment here, the bears thesis. We got we could not clear the non-EMA, so we rejected that again. Now remember, ever since we lost it here, it's been unable, it's been elusive. It hasn't been able to clear it. We got a few head fakes, head fake, head fake, head fake, head fake. We haven't been able to clear it. And we didn't clear it on Friday, even with that bullish engulf and closing with most of its volume, right? So the sentiment is still bearish, and we still under the 200 EMA. That's another bearish signal right there. And we got a bear flag. This is a nice bear flag. You know, I like a nice bull flag or bear flag, but it looked like price wants to break out of this. So we'll see if we get that move, that breakout here. Maybe we will, maybe we won't, but here we go. So we'll just see what price does heading into next week. Now we're going to need the Max 7's participation to help us with this, right? So let's just see how the rest of the Max 7 plays throughout this week, and we should be able to have some action, because I mean everything finished red last week except for consumer discretionary, the communication sector, and technology. Everything else was red, so we just got to kind of keep an eye on that too. And the market sentiment still is bearish, so just keep that in mind also. It's a lot going on. Market sentiment is still bearish, and the overall market sentiment is still bearish. But like I said, there is a possibility of some hope, because again, in any bearish situation, you got to get that flip at some point, right? If we get the flip, but you just got to pay attention to what's going on. So even if we get a breakout tomorrow morning or whatever, that doesn't mean that we get a continuation. How it closes is very important. Obviously, you can find a setup and play it, but depending on how it closes, it's going to really matter the most. So what are we looking at for the Qs is to see if we can get a move up here, because I mean, I'm not even looking at the 200 EMA just yet. We got other things, we got other situations to worry about first. So I'm like, if we can clear that 481.61, then I'm looking for a move to that I said 481, yeah, 481.61, looking for a move to my first target after that would be 482.58, then 487. That's where that gap fill is right there. And then 488.46 to 200 EMA if we're able to move to the upside. If we were to lose 472.91, looking for a move down to 469.10 right there at support, and then possibly even lower down to 466.43, and then we got other levels down there, because if this bear flag break out, then so you already got it marked up, so you see the levels here if this bear flag break out. So we just gonna follow the price action, because that's what we do around here. Follow the price action. We jump right into Meta. So here's Meta. This is Meta daily chart right here. Now I like this setup on Meta. I like how Meta finished here on the daily chart. It bounced. You see right there, we got that nice demand zone down there. I like how price bounced off of that, and I like how price bounced off of that demand zone here. It's holding up pretty well, and it's holding above its 200-day EMA. I believe Meta still is the only Max 7 stock that is over its 200 EMA, but we're gonna see that in a few moments. But look, so we have MACD didn't turn the corner yet on this one. You see, it's trying to fight. We got that turn on QQQ, although it's still under its 200-day. But we got Meta here trying to move, and so we finished inside on the daily. So with all of that volume, the highest volume that Meta has had since early February, right? So this is the highest volume that Meta's had since early February, bullish or bearish volume, right? Well, since late February. So in over a month, that Meta has had this type of, I'm sorry, January, so since January, so over a month that Meta's had, and this was the highest volume that Meta has had, and you know how Meta performs. And then we got some history with Meta after quad witching, triple witching, quadruple witching, and meta typically it makes a nice move after those contracts are sold. So we'll see what Meta does because again, everything is still bearish, but I like the fact that it's holding here. I feel like we can possibly make a nice move on Meta if we can get over that 598, get over 598. I'm looking for a move to 599.87 and back over 600, then a move possibly to 610, over 610, and we got a nice move that we can make on Meta because this would be a wedge break. And we've been in this for a long time. Now, if Meta was to lose that 580.95, look for a move back down to 575.56. That'll retest that 200 EMA and then possibly a lot lower. But so far, like Meta's been doing a good job at holding this area here, and they've been doing a good job at defending this area bulls. So we'll see what happens here. But I like Meta here out of all of the Max 7. Hold on one second. Let me show y'all the Meta. So let me show y'all the Meta weekly chart. Here's the Meta weekly. Very clear, right? It's a very clear situation here, man. Nice bounce off of there. Looking pretty good here. But Meta came down, retest this area. It's only right that we take a move up now from here if we can get it. This is how the whole week ended. Like it was for the whole week. We had a red week, but like I said, that whole sector pretty much was bearish. Meta, the only one over is 200-day. But I like this situation right here on Meta. We got Tesla here. So same, it's like I ain't gonna say a similar situation with Tesla. I got a cleaner chart with Tesla, man. This chart is not pretty. Start with Tesla. Nice finish on Tesla with that double hammer on the week. Came back down here, retested this area here, and hold on, let me just go back to my daily for a second, but I want to mark up an area first. A lot of noise on this chart, man. Let me take all this off for 1 sec. And as soon as I click one, it's gonna bring everything back. But yeah, so just look how Tesla finished. We reclaimed the 209 EMA right here. Tesla's looking very scary, so I'm glad they came in and saved it because Tesla is looking into pushing the death cross, right? And when the last time we had a death cross on Tesla? Let me see. Last time we had a death cross was in January. That was January of this year. Tesla had that death cross and it dropped. So right now, here we go right now with a death cross. We didn't get the death cross yet, but we did get a close over the 9 EMA. Now this is important because look, the last time Tesla closed over 9 EMA was February the 25th. So now we going in, today is the 23rd. So almost a month ago, it's been fighting. It hasn't been able to do so. Then it lost the 200 EMA, came out here still fighting. And we got a nice push here and close over the 9 EMA right here with a 212 reversal. So yeah, Tesla looks okay here. I like Tesla here. So all right, now here come these levels about to come back.
Coach, what is a death cross?
So this is do you know what these EMAs are here?
So I know one is we have a 50, we have a 9, and we have a 200.
So what are these two right here?
I can't. I don't see your
you see
the 50 and the 200.
So I was some so yeah, so like just know, so like this something I always say. The green indicator on my chart is always the 50 and the yellow one is always the 200. So and the blue is always my 9 EMA. So yeah, when the 50 crosses below the 200. Now so like let's say what up. So look, I just to show you. So I typed this in. So just to kind of explain it to you, like, so what is a depth cross? A depth cross occurs when the 50-day moving average seen by technicians as a proxy for short-term trend crosses below the 200-day moving average, a proxy for long-term trend. So just the official definition for what it is. I just kind of gave a little quick overview. So there we go. So we got that. So yeah, so right now I'm looking at it like this. I feel like so Tesla gave us a little, look, we even got, so think about it like this. Remember I was talking about Meta with that bear flag and with QQQ with that bear flag? Tesla had one too, but it broke out of the bear flag and reversed it. That's what we got here on Tesla. I'm trying not to bring up that other, I got another chart I'll just bring up because I don't want to have those levels come back. I mean, those all those levels come back on there. And they're probably gonna do the same thing on my other chart, but you know what, it's all. But so what I will say for Tesla, what I'm looking at right now, I'm looking at the if we're able to clear that 249.52, looking for a move back up to 259.32, that would be the bearish gap fill that we have right here. That would be for Tesla. But like I said here, you can see that we had that flag level. So we broke out of this on increasing volume. So that looks good for Tesla right there. So we'll just see how it plays out. Again, they had a few price target upgrades and had some downgrades. It's a lot going on with Elon right now. He had a meeting with their shareholders and told them everything was fine with the employees, told them everything was fine. And people ate that up. So that was pretty good for them. On if we're able to take out or we lose 234.55, look for a move back down there to 243. I'm sorry, if we take out 234.55, look for a move back down there to 230, 56, and then possibly even lower. You saw I got a few levels down here that we could possibly retest at 220, etc. But Tesla looked like it wants to go the other way. So we'll keep an eye on Tesla for that. MU. I like this MU chart. I like this MU chart. Let me just lighten this up a little bit. A lot going on here, but yeah, I'm bearish on MU right now. You see this how the stock finished. It lost a level. And let me zoom out for a second, show y'all the weekly. This is how we finish here. I mean, like the long-term setup still look okay, but this is a bear flag. Like look like it's kind of setting up, or at least a retest of this area down here. Look like it's going for. That's just what it looks like from here. So just so you can get some more view on it. We went up and rejected the non-EMA. It never got back to the 200. It lost the 50 and it violently sold off. So right now, if we're able to clear, we take out that 93.70, looking for a move down there to 92.69, and then possibly a bigger move back down here to this bullish gap fill at 89.05. Now, if we're able to clear the that 98.50, then we could possibly make a move back up there to 99.33, and then possibly fill this gap fill, bearish gap fill up here at 101.58. So I would keep Micron on watch also. All right, here's App Loving right here. I got
Hey,
some
Coach, sorry to cut you. Uh, in Tesla, I just see one on the monthly time frame. I see a channel in Tesla. So, is it possible for you to just look at that and see if that is a valid one? I just posted in this chat. Like, is there still a downside for Tesla, like 180 or something?
You said it was the monthly chart?
Yeah.
Let me take a look. Yep, I got that same level on my chart right here. Yep, sure is valid. Yep, so we got that looked like a nice move where it could break down too. So we'll see. Because again, like I said before, with these with this is that's a good eye too. So just know, like, so we got how many weeks left on here? We got 1 week, so we got 6 more trading days left in this month. So we'll see how everything plays out. But yep, got the same level here. So that could definitely come down here and make a move, but it doesn't necessarily have to come down here just yet. Let me see that weekly again on Tesla. Yeah, so yeah, we're just going to pretty much follow the price action. This is what I'll say, Raj. If we lose this area right here, this area, this zone right here, then we know where it's going at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we lose this area here, because right now they're holding it up. If we lose this area, then we know exactly where it's headed because that monthly chart is real clear, nice and clean. So good shout out for bringing that back up or whatever, because that is a nice move. That's a nice channel on there, and it looked like that's where it wants to retest. But that doesn't mean that it has to do it right now. Like give you an example here. Like look at this right here, where like it would like okay, here's the area. It could have done the same thing here, come back down and retest it, didn't. And then right here, but that doesn't mean it ain't coming down there because you know it's a lot of pulses and waves to make the trend. So it do look like it wants to come down there. So now we know if it lose this level here on a weekly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set an alert, a price alert right here. If Tesla lose this area here, then we already know it's choosing violence. So let me set a price alert here. I can set one. Put a line there for me to do it. So I'm gonna put a level there. So I can set a price alert. Tesla. Let's duplicate this one. So if we lose this area, and we already know the vibes. We wanted to go off once. So we cross that level on the weekly, then my smoke detector gonna go off and we'll see what happens. But yeah, so that's a good one. So shout out to you for calling that out because definitely didn't look at that at the weekly. Got a level here. Back to app loving and yeah, so I started off with the weekly. Let me go back here just for a second. Okay, cool. So it's trying to reclaim this area. We got a 222 reversal. I like that look. I like the way it's looking on the weekly. It's looking promising here on the weekly. And I like that 222 continuation on the daily. Is that a 222 continuation? Let me just be sure. It looks like it is. Hold on. No, it is not. It's inside. So that's inside, still finished inside on the week on the daily. So right now, so for app loving, this could be a still good trade if we're able to clear 315.27. Look for a move back up here to 323. And that would be my first target. Then 329 would be my second target on that one. Now, app loving, I mean, this market for the downside too here because I like the chart. I like the stock a lot. It's a big mover, but it's very expensive and it can be difficult to play at times because of how volatile it is. But so if we were to lose that 296.13, look for a move down there to 291.73 and possibly even lower. But I think it looks pretty good to the upside. I like the way this the green oscillator bars, we got multiple and we got that MACD line crossing over the signal line. So keep app loving on watch. See. Apple here, Apple another one that cleared its 200-day EMA. So and you know it's been elusive for a while, trading under it, still trading under its 200 EMA, just like most of the other Max 7 stocks. So if we are able to clear 218.84, looking for a move to 219.80 and then possibly 222.72. Now if we were to lose 211.28, looking for a move back down there to 208.42. So keep Apple on watch. It looks so good. It looks good thus far on the daily chart. So we got that bullish engulfing right here on Microsoft, another stock that's under its 200-day EMA. So you see, like I said before, Meta's the only one that's over. A lot of volume came in on QQQ. I'm sorry, on Microsoft, but you can depend on that to happen when SPY starts to run. You know, Microsoft like kind of runs with SPY when they finally get that momentum back. So I do like this chart though. I feel like over 390, 391.74. I'm looking for a move to fill this gap up here at 392.32, and then possibly a move even higher up to 401.51 for Microsoft. Now, if we were to lose that 382.80, look for a move back down there to 376.91. Like I said, we broke out. We got a reversal here, so we had the little bearish flag situation going on right here, and we got like a wedge break happening with that bullish engulfing. So Microsoft looks good right here. Check. Okay, so here's Goldman Sachs, man. Goldman Sachs, we got that nice continuation here. Did that finish? No, it didn't finish inside. So we still got that 222 right here, but it's bullish. Finish is not enforced. We got a break above the 9 EMA with a continuation and increasing volume. I like Goldman Sachs right here. I feel like over 567, we can make a move back up there to 576, and then possibly from 576, 586, and then 588. Now, if we were to lose that 551.21, then we possibly could make a move back down here to this area here at 542.35 and then 537.90. I like Goldman Sachs here. It's oversold. Look at that gap fill on the weekly with a 222 reversal. Like it here. Let's see if we can get a continuation and a move higher. Yeah, the volume wasn't as high, but that's what we have so far. And that's all I have for now. I have a coaching to get ready for. Thank y'all for hopping on, and let's have a great week, man. Like I said, we're gonna have a conservative big week, and just let's follow the price action. Thank y'all for hopping on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Brody. Thank you.